earlier, you wanted to know, that quote that you made about how this affects a human being. Well, God made this really plain years
Okay.
ago in the
Woo.
Bible. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. The these are six, I'm sorry, these six things the Lord hates. Yes, seven are an abomination to him. An abomination means something is unnatural. The
Mm-hmm.
first one is a proud look. The second one is a lying tongue. Second
Mm.
thing God hates, and it's an abomination. The third, hands that shed innocent blood. Four, a heart that deceives wicked plans. Five, feet that are swift and running to evil. Six, a false witness who speaks lies. So two forms, just straight up lying, and then another form of lying specifically is an abomination to the Lord. And of course, one who sows discord among the brethren. So God already
Mm.
told you that
Mm.
lying is an abomination, meaning it is unnatural. And I think Mike can tell you that even though lie detector tests aren't admissible in court, they are still very often used. I know where we are, when somebody in law enforcement gets in trouble, they very often have to take a polygraph test, and that polygraph test is used against them informally to dismiss them if any deception is detected. And the reason why those things
Mm.
aren't 100% reliable, but they do pick up on, let's say, the way your heart rate changes when you
Mm.
tell a lie, and other things like that that are going on with your body. In other words, when you lie, your body does not function the same way. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some very cool liars out there, which is why this test doesn't work for everybody and why it's
Mm.
not admissible in court. People get real comfortable with lying, and it doesn't affect them the same way, the
Okay.
way that it used to.
Pathological.
They can lie with a straight face. They can lie with a steady heartbeat. They can lie without looking sideways. They can
Right.
just lie, okay? Because
Exactly.
it's a part. They have adopted that unnatural behavior as their own normal behavior. You know how we
Mm.
say the new normal, where the state of lying is their new normal, and that's just the way that they live.
Mm.
So so that isn't anything
Wow.
new. The world may have forgotten that God told us that, but it's one of what they like to call the seven deadly sins.
That
And
part.
even though they don't even know what the seven deadly sins are, but
You know,
that's what the
if they
seven deadly
did,
sins are.
Mhm. And number one
Right.
is
It's
yeah. What is number one again, Ann?
pride. A proud look
yep,
is number one.
And
A
number two,
lying a lying
lying
tongue is
a
tongue.
number
lying tongue.
two.
Number two.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And
You
then
know,
he
it's
says
really.
a false witness who speaks lies. So he done
That
told
part.
you twice that
Uh,
lying is an
That
abomination
part.
and that he hates it.
mm, mm, mm.
Well,
And
you know,
that one is number 6 on the list. So
Yeah.
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 uh,
Like I said, my mom, she did not play. She did not play. She said, "You know what?
that's why she whipped you like that, because
That's
she
right.
already
That's
knew.
right.
Okay, Ann. All right.
I'm
Mm.
That's
just
like my
saying.
son told me the devil made him do it. I said, "You and the devil getting beat today." Okay. Period. And he didn't do that again. And can I just give you this couple of scriptures and to back up of what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And David talks about it. He's always asking the Lord, "Save me, Lord, from lying lips and a
Mm.
deceitful
Mhm.
tongue." He should have kept
Mhm.
his eyes in his socket with Bathsheba. But anyway, that's another story. And Psalms 101:7
Mhm.
says, "No one who practices deceit will dwell in my house," as God talking. "No one
Mhm.
who speaks falsely will stand in my presence." And in
Mhm.
Revelations, which this is the time frame that we're in right now, so that's why I'm not
Mhm.
trying to get excited about this going on, okay?
Mhm.
Because it's going to be what it's going to be. I have walked away from drama and embraced my peace, and walked away from disrespect. Okay, but here's
Mhm.
the Revelation 2:8, in case nobody knows where it is. It says, "But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexual immoral,
Mm.
those who
Mm.
practice magic arts," we got a lot of that going, "the
Mm.
idolaters, all liars, they will be co-signed to the
Mm,
fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. So they don't
mm,
understand that the
mm,
word is telling them everything that is going to transpire. And this is not something that's false, folks.
mm,
This is something that
mhm,
God has spoken many eons ago. And in Romans 3, and this was kind of a rough one, Romans 3:13 said, their throats are open graves,
mm,
their tongues practice deceit. Their
mm,
poison of venom, vipers, is in their lips. And that's
mm,
why Jesus called the Pharisees and Sadducees snakes and vipers,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
because he knew that they were living a lie, knowing the law and knowing what they had to do, but they were snakes and vipers. And he
mm,
read their minds, he knew what was up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, my thing is this, a lot of these things have to be spiritually discerned today because, and like you said, they are so good, they are
mm,
so good. They'll
mm.
make you believe your name is Sarah and your name is Ann. Okay. I'm
Right,
just
right,
saying
right,
they
right.
are just that convincing. I ran
Charming.
across a gentleman like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. And he told me whenever you need, you don't have to ask God for anything. I'm like, bruh, look, you mess with the
Exactly.
right one because the Lord said, if I lack wisdom, let me ask of him. And you
Exactly.
don't fit the equation. You're not God. And so
Mm,
you've got to have that kind of understanding what you're dealing with. And my thing is this, I'm at this point now, prove it. I'm not like Doubting Thomas, but prove it because you lie so well. All right.
uh-oh.
It is what it is. And I tell people, the truth gonna come out in the rinse water eventually. It's gonna come out in the rinse water, boo
In the
boo,
rinse
and you
water.
can see, yeah, it's gonna come out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Now I want to get to this, and we want to come back and we want to talk about this because this is what lying can do. The harm that it can cause is. Let's talk about this on the way back.
Appropriate for a Democratic propagandist. Violence.
Senator,
and
this
threats of
happened
violence.
after you and
But to
President
say,
Trump were on the
to
debate
say,
stage, said
Dana,
that
no,
cats and dogs
you
were
asked,
being
you
eaten.
you just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents.
He just said Haitians are eating dogs and cats.
If I have to,
But it
if I
wasn't
have
just a
to
meme, sir.
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
Well, there you have Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance confessing to creating stories during a very contentious interview with Dana Bash on CNN over the weekend. Now, the topic of Haitian migrants obviously came up in the context of this interview, given that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump have been spreading unfounded claims about Haitian migrants in the community of Springfield, Ohio, alleging that they're stealing people's pets and eating them. Now, let's listen to more of the exchange and then we'll decode some of it for you.
The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it
if
wasn't
I have
just a
to
meme, sir.
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
Has he considered that maybe when you are the person spreading unfounded, vicious claims about people, it leads everyone to believe that you are not a credible source? And anything that you might say that has merit, including some concerns about the lack of resources in Springfield, Ohio, when you bring up those issues, people are going to deny it. They're not going to believe anything you have to say because you're intentionally creating nonsense stories about innocent people eating other individuals' cats and dogs. I mean, like, how do you not realize this? In fact, it makes my job harder because every once in a while, when they do have a legitimate point to make, and I want to say, hey, look, I dug into this. They actually have a legitimate point here. People get mad at me because like, how could you believe anything that J.D. Vance is saying? How could you take anything that Donald Trump has to say seriously? They're liars. Look at what they said about Haitian migrants. And you know what? I don't blame them for feeling that way. You lose credibility when you spread garbage like that and you make it harder to find solutions to problems in the country. I'm so done with this garbage, man. I'm so sick of where we are in our politics right now.
Hey, don't scroll away.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay, let me come back. Okay, let's do that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We
I
talk.
gotta say, she's right. It does make it hard to want to listen to anything they have to say. When somebody talks and your ears start to hurt just at the sound of their voices, that's when I mean, I don't like to hear Donald Trump talk. I don't like to hear JD Vance talk. There are just certain people that when they open their mouths, it's almost painful. It just grates on the nerves. And y- you know, it shouldn't be that way. But when everything you say is a lie or an untruth or it's designed to hurt people, it literally can vex a person to that point. At least it can vex me to that point where it's like, okay, we must turn the television because I can't deal with this. I
Yeah, you
just
know,
can't listen to this.
and I used to I used to tell Mike all the time. I say, well, when I got up in the morning,
Hmm.
I put the coffee on or I have juice or whatever it is, and I turn
Hmm.
on CNN
Hmm.
first thing in the morning. I had to stop doing that.
Hmm.
I had to stop doing that because uh, I MSNBC. I do to turn it on sometime in the morning, like Morning Joe. There's some interesting things that goes on there.
Hmm.
So I turn it on sometime, but I can't watch these news channels the way I used to, Mike,
Hmm.
because it was always doom and gloom, depressing. If something's going on, wars over there. I mean, there's wars over here. I mean, we have right now. There are threats of a civil war right here in this country. Come on,
Hmm.
man. I mean, for what? But see, we have what happens is because of these liars, they've been able to successfully, in a lot of ways, divide us. If
Hmm.
they can get me hating Mike and Mike hate the Mexican guy and we all hating the Italians and everybody, oh come
Divide
on,
and conquer. It's
divide and conquer. Absolutely, folks. Don't you see what's going on? And then you got the fat cats, the elite. Oh, yep. They're smiling all the way to the bank because we don't have time to put our eyes on them. And most of us don't know who them are anyway. Okay. But we can't watch what they're doing and look at see who's trying to pass what that's going to go in their favor. Okay. Follow the money, right, Mike? Follow the money. You have
And
to
that
follow
same
the
thing can be said on the spiritual level. We're
money.
too be The enemy
Come on.
has basically divided humanity up so that you can't understand that your kingdom has been stolen from you. You're the ones supposed to be
Right.
rulers over this particular earth. You are the ones who were gifted this place. But we let the enemy steal it from us, and now instead of focusing on the real enemy, so that we can, as the magazine says, get back to Eden, what we're doing is fighting against each
Wow.
other. We're allowing the enemy to continue to divide us. It's been going on since the garden. and
It has been.
and rich people and other folks who like power or whatever have adopted the strategy. That's all it is.
Right. And common sense would say, Mike, look, you have several, and I hate this race thing in the first place. There's only one race, that's the human race, number one. Okay.
Mm,
But since they've done this, you know, you think about this, man, is that every culture I can think of has, especially the working class and the middle class, you take or put the cultures together. That's who have built this country and have done a
Yeah,
pretty darn
we're
good
the great
job.
melting pot. Yes.
So when that's why the DEI stuff I throw it out the window because guess what? Yeah, uh, I was a DEI hire. You doggone right. I thought about this. Okay, yeah, I was a DEI hire because I brought excellence to the table. I was one of the
Amen.
best. Any job I've ever had, I was one of the best.
Praise the
They didn't
Lord.
hire me because I was black. They hired me because I was the best.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm a DEI. Bring it. Bring it. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's right. I'm a DEI hire.
But the thing about it is, we
Hey,
already
check this
talked
out.
about that.
And
It's not
everybody
just
on this panel
about.
is a DEI hire. That's right. But don't take it as an insult. Take it for its true meaning. So you have to understand there are people right here that will take words and they will twist them to mean something to fit their narrative.
Hold on. So you saying you hired me because I'm black?
Yep. And you know what?
I thought it was because you liked the book.
I
And the
do. I love
message.
your personality. Now you
Wait,
had now, hold it, hold it.
I'm just messing.
Each of you had to have some talent now. Okay,
I'm
but no,
messing with you,
no.
bro.
I brought you on because I thought that you were sharp, you were intelligent, and it was just me and Doctor Dillon. You had two knuckleheads. We needed a we we needed diverse in that way,
And
and
you need
also
a
and
you
what
need
better
and a
to
woman
bring on
was good
somebody
thinking.
with
Yeah.
your level of intelligence,
Oh,
okay, and also um, honesty,
oh,
and you're genuine people
wow.
and
Thank you.
genuine.
That's a blessing.
So what you saying
Okay,
about
And
us?
that's
I'm
right.
the token
And Mike,
redhead.
So what
Mike,
you saying about us?
yep,
He said you
that's
took.
exactly right. I needed you too, Mike. All right, that's exactly
He
right.
said he's the.
You're a DEI hire, Mike. Yes, you
Oh my
are.
Thank you for
goodness,
laughing, Dan.
stop.
So what you saying about us? No, about me. Come on,
He
give me
needed
this.
some light
I haven't gotten
skin.
to you yet.
We
Oh,
had the light. We
stop
had to
it,
get another light
Ann.
skin.
Be
Hold
quiet.
I haven't gotten
He
to you
needed
yet, Dr.
he
Phil.
Dr. Sims, he needed a redhead.
Right. Me and William are the dark ones. You and Reverend
That's
Denver, the
right.
light skin. Then we
You
got
are
Mike.
so wrong for saying
Dr. Sims
that.
is the redhead.
You are
If,
so
if you go
wrong.
right, okay, take
So wrong.
take
It's okay.
a panoramic view. Let's see if I can get a panoramic view. Okay,
I can sit home in my living
okay,
room.
but
I'm
no,
cool.
and Mike is a DEI hire. I thought about that, and but you know what? I didn't bring him on just because he's white.
Mm.
I brought him on because he's
I
smart.
Diversity.
hope not.
He's
Diversity
smart.
too.
No. Because Mike and I,
Diversity too.
before the Boomerang, it was hard for me to get Mike on. I always wanted Mike on. I said, Mike, yeah, come on. But he was working before he retired. But Mike and I used to come on each and every year, and we would do a show or two just before Christmas, right, Mike? And
Public
that was
safety stuff,
the Refuse to
public
Be a
awareness.
Victim, which we're going to bring back this year, too, on how we need to, and especially ladies, protect yourselves during the holiday. Because a lot of people get complacent, they're singing jingle bells, and then the next thing you know, you got a smuggler, somebody behind you that wants to
Right.
take everything you got.
Right.
Okay, so Mike and I used to do that all the time anyway. And so when Mike retired, I kind of lured him a little bit,
Goat
I
rope.
okay,
Goat
I,
rope.
I roped him. Okay, I roped him,
Mhm.
and I said, "Come on, man." But no, because you're smart, dude. We don't have to see. We don't have to agree. But also, I knew Mike and his investigative skills, because you have to understand me. Understand, Mike is also a client of mine. Mike interviewed me, and I'm supposed to be interviewing for a whole year.
Well, and this is
For
about money, partner. We got to
for
make
an
sure.
entire year, and that is a fact. That's a fact, and
You
that's
don't
okay.
think I was going to invest all my $1,000 into somebody I didn't investigate?
Why
He's a
not?
thousandaire.
Hey,
He's savvy about his money.
$1,000 meant a lot
Yeah,
to
man.
me.
Yeah, wink, wink. The whole 1,000. Yeah,
He was a thousandaire who's
yeah, the whole
savvy
1,000. Yeah,
about
okay,
his
all
And
money.
right.
William doesn't know, but I continued some investigation on him last night.
Wow. Did
Oh,
he take
Lord.
his act right
I
pill?
got I got so much dirt on him last night from somebody that he knows who I'm talking about, little gal named Maria.
Wow.
Yeah, I sat
okay,
with
okay.
I sat with Maria for over an hour last night.
This-
Holy smokes, the dirt I could tell you, ladies. I'm
Oh,
telling you what.
It's Maria.
that's fake news. That's fake news.
Maria.
Oh, it's fake
But
news.
not the
Well,
one
let's
when you
not
said
see
before you
Maria.
left. Not the one when you said
I
I'm
see.
gonna put something out before you left California. You should have snatched me up before I left California. I'm like,
What?
Well,
Hold it.
did say, I don't snatch no man. Number
Hold it.
one.
Hold it.
well.
You
can
did
say
say it. You
I
did.
don't.
Don't you
Look
deny
here.
it. You said
I
girl,
don't. You know what? I don't
before
care.
I
I'm not.
left
I don't
California.
care. I'm not. Look
Dude.
at Ann. Ann has set up in her seat. I can't believe
Yes, sir.
Dr.
See, you
Sims.
Yes,
didn't say nothing
sir.
because I asked you why was I on here. You just bypassed me. I got it now, boo boo.
Oh no,
Okay.
I haven't bypassed you.
Yes,
I
you
haven't
did.
bypassed
I'm
you.
gone. I'm gone.
Okay, no, I,
You
I,
know you like that lady.
Be quiet. Nobody like that.
I guess I did.
Don't
I
nobody
did it
like
one
that.
time, but it's
Yeah.
another story. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
There
joking.
is.
No. Actually, Dr. Sims, uh, she came on. How did you come on? Yeah,
I was looking for. I think it was.
yeah.
What's her name? The one who's not on here.
She
You know the
stalked me.
one
She
I'm talking
stalked
about.
me, and that's what happened. She
You
stalked
need
No,
to
me.
it
stop
was
that lie. See, that's a
diversity,
lie. That's a
equity,
lie.
and I want to
Don't
include you in my
don't
life.
don't start
She
that.
stalked me.
No.
How did
No,
you
I
get my
was
phone
looking.
number?
Somebody turned me on to the radio station, and I was
Uh-huh.
thinking, what's her name? She used to be on here.
Oh, you talking
Uh,
about Imaja?
yeah, Imaja
Yeah.
uh, asked me to come on, and I was trying to get on, and so I called the number. I looked it up on the browser,
Uh-huh.
and William answered the phone.
She stalked
And
me.
oh Lord, I didn't even know your name good, so I don't even know why you talking. But
It was
anyway,
DEI. He
Because I
already
have a
told
microphone.
and
it was
stop helping, stop helping,
he
stop
wanted to
helping.
include you in his
Oh my
life.
God, stop helping.
Uh,
And you know, William, he is a talker. Oh my goodness. And so he
hmm.
said, I tell you what, why don't you just come on and be a guest? And I'm like, okay. And I told him my first thoughts. I says, okay, I can't be with stuffed shirt people because I can be comical. And so I sat there and I listened, and we were talking about protection and safety and whatever. And I broke down and said, you know, if I think about, we were talking about abuse, people being abused and things like that. And I said,
Was that your first appearance?
yes, yes. No, it
Okay.
was a second one. It was a second one. And
Okay.
Elijah, we were all talking, and so I said, "Listen, the way I'm feeling about my abusers, if I had AK-47, I would go and shoot their knees off." Okay.
Right, right,
And
right, right.
Elijah said, "Oh, Dr. Sims, no, you wouldn't." I said, "You don't know me."
Uh-huh.
Okay. And that's what it
You
all
don't know
started.
me.
And that's what it all started.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I think I said I like this woman. She gonna
Yes,
shoot the
sir.
knees out. Okay, yeah. She was.
And
Oh boy,
I'm
this is too
hey, I'm
funny.
taking
But no,
notes for
and
actually,
later.
no,
relax your
no,
body. Relax
no.
your
Dr.
body.
Sims,
Little
Dr.
sister's
Sims,
taking
you
notes.
asked the
My
question
feet
because of
swinging.
back to you. You know, you are a DEI hire because of your
The
smarts.
potential to
You
be
are smart,
included in his
and
life.
sometimes you have a smart mouth too. But that's that. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, you got the right one. That's right. You're not getting no messing
Yeah.
with me.
Okay. See, you
Not
bring all of that. Yeah, you bring all of that. You know,
right.
and
And
you're
then
funny.
I'm gonna call you later because you know what you
You,
Oh my
I
God.
tell you what. Okay, if you get my receptionist, leave a message. All right.
I'm
She
not
wasn't talking to
calling you. I
you.
said
She
and
was
see.
talking to
Oh, okay. All
me.
right. I was just
See,
saying.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
see.
No.
Now
No.
But this is too funny.
that's how you know you're stuck on yourself when it's all about you all the
No, it's not
time.
like that
I
now.
know.
Now.
All
And
about
you have
you
to
all
take
the
that back because you know I'm not like that at all.
time. You're
You
right.
know
And we're
I'm not like
supposed to
that.
be talking about JD Vance. So I'm going to talk about JD
Okay.
Vance
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've
Let's
got
get back
enough
to him.
tea
Oh
for
yeah,
this
that's right.
evening.
You know, girl, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't.
Let's get back
So,
to that because let's talk about that lie and the harm it's
right,
doing.
right,
And go
right.
on, please.
Ooh, yes, sir. We can talk about it. All right. So,
Mhm.
I'm getting my mind right. I'm getting all
Thank
the
you.
other stuff out. I'll talk to you about that later, girl.
You ain't gonna talk to me. You ain't gonna talk to me about nothing.
But
Hmm.
no,
Oh my
I
goodness.
think JD
Interesting.
Vance, the fact that he got so caught up that he accidentally, I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he accidentally admitted that he made it up and then tried to fix his lie. um because she caught him in a lie, so he had no choice but to fess up to it. But to know that the people in that community are terrified, they don't want their kids to go to school, that they came here to work. And I applaud John Legend, who is from Springfield, or is that
Mhm.
the name of Springfield, Ohio,
Yes.
to get on and say, look, this is what actually happened. We had a lot of jobs leave the area, so people left the area, and so to revitalize the area, when President Biden passed the laws about um, um, cleaner energy that brought jobs into the area. And then they had such a small population, they didn't have enough people to take the jobs. So they got folks from Haiti willing to come over to work. And that's why those people are there. He said, nobody's eating cats, nobody's eating dogs. It's amazing that you had to get a whole celebrity a whole celebrity, I think he did it on his own, got on his Instagram just to say, look, leave these people alone. They came here to help us save our community, which was dwindling down into nothing. And I know exactly what that's like. I'm from a small town with a bunch of little small towns all around it. We see how, places can die out.
They can
You
die.
have church, right? Completely. So if you've got a way, some people coming into your area who are gonna bring in money, but you don't have enough to make this work, guess what? Folks are gonna come from all over the place. We have people driving 30 minutes, 45 hours, sometimes two, to work at a place because they don't have it in their own area. So I think the fact that they would say something so heinous, and they have now endangered the lives of these people who are thousands of miles away from home, who came here looking for opportunity, says a whole lot about them.
Right.
It says a whole lot about what their character's like, that they have no integrity, that they are people who claim to love the Lord, and yet they're practicing abominable sins. Lets you know that something ain't right there. Those two things don't go
Yeah.
together. How can you love He who is the way, the truth, and the light, and then turn around and intentionally tell a lie that endangers an entire group of people? Those two things don't go together. So I believe that it's a problem with anybody who would want that type of person ruling over them. I wouldn't feel comfortable having this person as a leader making decisions about my life on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And I want to really emphasize what Ann is talking about. Folks, he and Trump, they are saying that these people are illegal. They are not. Can we draw a line under this? They are not illegal.
Are
They
they
are
here
here.
legally?
Yes, they
Yes, they're
are.
here legally to
Okay.
work
They are
visas.
here legally. Okay,
Had to
which is a
ask.
fact. Which is a fact. Okay. Now, and what Ann's saying, and guys, okay, we talk about the economy, okay? Please listen to what I'm trying to say. What Ann is talking about is exactly true. Springfield, Ohio, they had, going back maybe some 10 years ago, they had a population of about 80,000 people,
Mhm,
okay? Maybe a little bit long, but they started dwindling, where they were down to 58,000 people in this town,
mhm,
okay? So yes,
mhm,
the Haitians came in there and they have filled their job because they have also added to the tax base, which
mhm,
helps pays the city's bills.
mhm,
Okay, they have brought back and revitalized the community.
mhm,
They
mhm,
have committed less crimes than people that were here, that were born here.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
they are here legally. And I saw a couple of clips, and it was the governor, it was
mhm.
the mayor, it was the city manager. They all said these stories are a lie; they are not true.
And the dad of the little boy who died in the bus accident, he particularly had something strong to say about JD Vance and Trump invoking his child's
Hmm.
name, in order to spread hate. And I completely applaud that man for that. I mean, because imagine how hurt he is that there was a car accident and the Haitian man was driving the car that caused the bus, accident, and his little boy died. And so you want to say that it was more than just an accident. You want to say that these quote unquote illegal aliens came over and caused, however they put it. All I know is, man, it's sad that he had to say it was an accident. Nobody murdered his son. It was an accident, and to stop using his son's name for political gain. I can only, as a parent, imagine that he's thinking every day, you better be glad there's a such thing as a Secret Service, because I would have hit you at least one time by now
Right.
for using my child like this.
Yes.
And so I truly
Oh,
do.
no.
My heart goes out to him because I know, he wishes he could just grieve in peace, but the fact that he didn't want his child's name to be connected to that type of foolishness that leads to, violence towards other people. Nobody should have to stop the grieving
Right.
process to stop you from using their child's name to invoke that type of stuff. It's crazy.
That's exactly right. And Mike, on top of this lie, and like I say, I was not talking, but I was listening to this interview with the manufacturer. He said the Haitians there that work for him, I think he said he has about 30 in his factory. He says, I want 30 more. He said they
Mm,
come on time. They don't have drug problems. Okay.
mhm,
They do the work. Okay.
mhm,
And they had positive things to say. But now on any city, you have a migration of about 20,000 people when you are used to about 50 or something like that. That's going to put a strain on everything there. So yeah,
mhm.
they are going through some growing pains, but the Haitians have been nothing but
A
compared to
blessing. Mhm,
us positive,
mhm.
for that. And so back to you, Mike.
I
Uh,
have no problem. I have no problem with America being the melting pot. That's what made this country great. And if I need to remind you guys, my mother's green card is in my safe in the other room. My mother
Mhm.
came here legally. She worked her ass off her entire life. She worked for the same law firm for over 40 years, and they respected her so much. They all the partners, all the attorneys and stuff referred to her as Mother Ward because
Mhm.
she was so good at what she did and took care of all the attorneys, even though um, she was only up to a paralegal. But that was, now we're talking back in the 60s where women weren't judges like Anne.
Mhm.
They weren't attorneys. They were always in supportive roles. But my mother, in today's world, she would have been a top-notch attorney. I know it for
Mhm.
sure.
I bet.
So I
I
have
bet.
no problem with people here coming here legally. What I do have a problem with is people that come here to leech off
Mhm.
of the citizens of America and the taxpayers of America. I
Mhm.
have a problem with that. Come here
Mhm.
legally. I'll embrace you. I'll like I do with William. I have to bend down to kiss him on his forehead. I'll do the same for anyone. I have no problem doing that.
We're the same
Uh,
height.
Really? Are you
Yeah,
okay,
sure?
okay.
we're the same height,
You keep
Mike.
living.
So stop
You keep
playing.
living your dream over there, William. But I
You a
want to go
tiny
back.
man.
No, no. Mike. I look, Mike, eyeball to eyeball. Mike already knows that too.
Yeah, when he's on a stool.
You know what?
When you got on your 10-foot stilettos, you can see eye to eye.
Stilettos. Oh, so you're gonna get in on it too. Wait, what do you
I'm,
guys say, Dr. Sims? Go ahead. So I can get all three of y'all. All right. So,
I'm sorry, you wear platform shoes, not the stiletto. So you got on your platforms. So you can
platform. What do
see
you know
Mike
about
right here.
platform? What do you know
Yeah,
about platform
he's
shoes,
like Tom
Andy?
Cruise. He wears those big like 2-inch lifts and stuff like Tom
Uh,
Cruise.
yeah.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, the ones that you can see through with a fish in it
Right,
in
right,
the
right,
heel.
right, right. The pimp shoes.
Folks. You see, this was a serious program. You understand? Now, let me apologize. And let me apologize to the audience for a minute. And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to where
My
this show
stomach
has
hurt.
Apologize on my behalf.
let's get back.
You're
I'm
muted,
sorry.
Dr. Sims. You're muted.
Okay, I can say it now. I'm sorry.
It was probably a good thing I was muted because
It probably was. Were you cursing again?
No, I don't curse. No, I
Oh,
no.
good,
I
good, good.
saw
Okay.
you with your hat tilted to the side, with your long jacket on, trying to look like. Anyway, um,
Oh Lord.
said, what is this? Anyway, I just said, okay,
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. You know, shucks. I thought I had. Let me see if I have something I could put
you
on
have
screen.
it all on your page. You
Oh,
just had your hat tilt to the side, got a
oh boy.
Oh, with
looking
that
like a
pimp outfit on.
Leo Godfrey.
You talking about that
There
one right
he
there?
is right there. Look at him.
Huh?
Ain't nobody
Pimp
mad
Daddy.
at you looking
Pimp
all
Daddy.
green. What?
Big Mac Daddy.
Yes,
And you want to
sir.
put that guy teaching
Yes,
kids music in a
sir.
school for youngsters? That guy right there?
Yes,
That's right.
You're gonna
sir.
line him with our children? Oh
It
God.
Yes,
might be quiet. See, you
sir.
don't know anything about it. It's called
Oh my
swag. So you
goodness.
know nothing about this, Mike.
Oh
You
my
sleep,
goodness.
All right.
honey.
You just
You
keep
still
riding.
gotta
You
get
keep
to
riding. You keep
sleep.
riding your horses, Mike. Then leave me alone.
Woo.
All
Oh,
Yes,
right.
now Horse
sir.
Rider's got some swag now. I'm not,
Yes,
I'm just saying.
sir.
So what now? Yes. Yeah. Does that look like swag to you? Okay.
How about this
You
hat right
do?
here
Oh
that Mike's
Lord,
got
Mike, I
on?
didn't see
It's
that.
to
Lord
protect
help
my
him.
noggin.
Please help
Oh,
him.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that what you call swag,
You know,
Dr.
you sound
Sim?
like you look like the ones who ride the little red, yellow bus.
This personal protection equipment. Personal protection equipment. I gotta
Oh
protect
God.
my brain.
Rock the
This show
short
has been
bus.
completely out of hand. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna start lining it with tinfoil for coming on the show with you, William.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna line that helmet with tinfoil.
How in the world do I reel this back
What
to
did
this?
you look
You
at?
know, we were on a serious topic here, and you guys just went all out of control.
Because we
Speak for
either
yourself.
laugh or cry or whatever, and I'm
Oh
not
my
about to
God.
cry and have anxiety. I'm gonna laugh for a change.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna finish this. Yeah, I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do the rest of the show. Then we just gonna laugh. Okay,
Okay,
let's have some fun,
after
and
get to
we'll
the
come back
show.
next week because I think this thing,
Oh,
lying, is something that we really need to. We can't brush it under the rug.
right,
Because
right,
we're being
right.
lied to us every day. It could be your preachers, it could be your politicians, it could be your aunt, it could be your uncle, it
We've
could
been
be
talking
any
about this thing for the last 2 weeks on Miss Cece's kitchen. And
Right.
we talked about last week perfected deception.
uh-huh.
Mm,
You know what,
Something has
Dr.
been
Sim,
perfected. Okay.
mm,
it's something that you brought up earlier, and I really want to dig into this a little bit more. And that is, what does a perpetual or someone who just lies and they say, okay, uh, they just lie for a living or whatever it is, what does that do to your
It's
brain?
not for living. They're
It has
sick.
to have a,
It's a
it's just,
habitual, William. The
mm,
only thing that you can call it is habitual. It becomes ingrained in them. It is
mm,
their life. They don't know. And there is a scripture for that in the Bible. We're in biblical times where they would rather believe a lie than the truth. The truth is
mhm,
not in them. They're carried
mhm,
away through the desires of their flesh. They are
mhm,
deceivers. Okay.
mhm,
And they will deceive. Many are being deceived and yet being deceived themselves. They
uh-huh.
are, some of them are actually believing what they're telling you because it's so ingrained in them. They
It's a way
like
of
the
life.
results of the lie. They like
Okay.
the results that they're getting because the
mhm,
results is it's hiding their true persona, but yet it's causing a cause and effect for those that they are manipulating because that's manipulation.
Right.
They're
mm,
causing manipulation. That means that they're getting somebody to do what they desire.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
mhm,
Hey, real quick though, because this is so fascinating to me.
mhm,
You're right. You mentioned something. They are hiding this deception.
they're hiding.
mhm,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, think about what you just said. They are hiding this perception with who? With themselves.
Well, they're
So
lying
mm,
to
and,
themselves
and so
also.
and
Yeah.
so we already know that God, that's not natural. Lying
No,
is
mm,
not
no,
natural,
no.
right.
right?
Their daddy is the devil, okay? And even in
Amen.
John, the Lord calls him, he says, since you want to believe that book, and I'm paraphrasing, since you want to believe that, I'm going to turn you over to him. And he also calls them bastards because and it
Mm,
literally says bastards because you
preach,
don't have a father. The one that you
preach.
with, he is the father of lies. And so you
Amen.
would rather believe that thing because here's what's going on. You look at the world, how blinded they are through
Mhm,
lies and
mhm,
deception,
Lies, deception.
witchcraft and practices. They're selling their souls to something that
Good
he has
Lord.
no right to purchase souls anyway. So I'm just
mhm,
saying in a
mhm,
nutshell, is that they rather believe a lie that they're going to obtain these riches. And this is what the going thing is now, that gratification, that quick gratification. I'm going to get all this money and I'm going to be this, that, and that. Look what's happening to Diddy. We should have been talking about him today. Okay. Because
Oh,
he's catching Hades right now. And guess
Yes,
what?
sir.
All of them who were deceiving him, listen to this. He's got the money, he had the atmosphere, he had this,
ooh,
and they were deceiving him and being friends until he got in trouble. He
Mm,
can't find a friend now. Okay.
mm,
In fact, all of the ones that he's done what he did to are coming against him. In fact, they're padding the investigators' story on him. They're everything's coming to light. But long as he was passing out money and stuff, but see, Diddy was a freak of
right,
the week of the nation.
right. He
Diddy
didn't
had
have a
strange appetites.
right. You
Strange.
said something. Oh, babe, look, stranger than that.
mm.
Real
Stranger than
strange.
that.
We
I
don't
mean,
know
we're
half
going
of
back.
it. We don't know half of it. We don't
You,
know half of it.
Wow.
but you said something also, Dr. Sims, and that is he can't find a friend because he didn't have in the beginning. It was all about
Uh-oh.
the dollar bill.
It was about the dollars, but then too, he also used aggressiveness on these people,
Oh,
baited them in through his somewhat power. He had some because
right.
he had some higher ups in his corner now. Right now, I believe this in my heart that
Mm,
really Diddy's own life really wasn't his. There's somebody higher than him
of course.
who was
Mm,
running him like a puppet. And the
mm,
thing is he was doing something. But now, to look at him, he still had those sick tendencies. Look at his mama, what she did. She ran a whole house. Oh, did I
Did
say
she?
that? Yeah, I did. Oh,
Oh, I
yes,
didn't
she did.
know that.
Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, the arrange because I studied these past few weeks because I want to know what was up with bruh because he was strange, man. He was
Mm,
volatile, and anytime you do mental health talking to someone, he
Mhm.
was volatile, even in his sexual appetites,
mm,
to the point where he made men suffer that thing. And then he would have them call him daddy and stuff like that.
mm,
But then,
Mm.
too, when I learned the history of his mom, he was grabbing, and I sat back, I said, he learned that things being around his mother and what she was
mm,
doing. And see,
mm,
she getting ready to get in trouble too. But getting back to him,
mm,
he had to learn at a young age. So guess what? He picks up these young kids who are of a certain age who sets them up and grooms them
Mhm.
and and have them at these parties and pass them around like a piece of meat. And
Okay.
this is
mm,
what they're going
Yeah.
to really get this guy on
Mm.
underage
mm,
kids. And then what he does too, because he's so deceptive, he
mm,
drugs everybody's liquor, whatever they're drinking, so that they can
mm,
be under total control because this guy is out of control. He is out of control. And now guess what? He acting like he gonna die, pass out tomorrow because he can't get out. And yeah, he's not used to being caged up where he's caged up everybody else. Does that make sense?
mm,
Emotionally. And
mm,
usually those are the ones who suffer the worst when
mm.
they've done the worst to other people.
Absolutely. You know, I don't know how much of this stuff is true. You know, it looks like it is because there's evidence. And one is that clip that I saw when he was in a hotel, and
Oh, Cassie.
he,
Oh.
Yeah,
and he
dragging
beat
that
the
woman
girl
down the
up and
hall.
dragged her by the hair,
Yep.
and then
Mm,
threw a vase at her. I mean, that's overwhelming evidence. So, yes, we can talk about this next week. Also, we can talk about it next
It's
week. But
really
Mike,
deep.
I want
And William, can I just one last thing? They found out in his home. Well, he's got his home up for sale for 17 million. Is it dollars?
mm,
And somebody said, "Who would
which
want to live
one?
in his?" The
Yes,
one that
too.
they raided, well, the biggest one up in LA,
I'm
is
not
it?
sure. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, they said that in his home under the ground, he had a tunnel that led to Hugh Hefner's house,
Mm.
and he
mm,
was taking underage
That's when
children.
I think that's one
Yeah,
in California.
yes,
Yep.
mm.
Hugh
Right, right.
Hefner.
Mike, did you hear anything about that? Yep, I heard something about his mansion was connected to
Yes,
several other mansions. So
yes,
guess what?
yes.
Uh,
Has his
Trafficking. They're
own
going to
little
get him on
pedophile
trafficking.
underground.
Yeah.
Mm,
underground, and
Wow.
and some big some names. Now his name is big enough, but there are some other names that might come out of this.
Oh no, they
You
running
not
scared
expect.
right now. They're running scared. In fact,
I'm
they
I'm
don't.
still
In
waiting
fact,
for all the
they're
names from
watching
Jeffrey
him so he
Epstein.
don't die. So
What'd you
because
say, Mike?
somebody gonna use the killer.
I'm still waiting for all the names that are associated with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right,
What
right,
What
right.
happened to all this investigation and all the tapes and all the photographs
Wow.
and everything? Why are we not hearing about this? And do you actually think that he committed suicide? I don't.
No,
I
he
don't
had
either.
lots of help.
Heck
Oh
no.
boy.
Mhm.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know,
much help.
you guys are setting the stage for next week. Let's do
I,
this.
I know.
Well, and
I know
talk
we're
about
real
those
short on
1,000
time, William.
bottles of baby oil too.
William, I know we're short on
What
time.
about the baby oil, Doctor?
1,000 bottles of
A
baby
1,000
oil.
bottles of baby oil.
How you?
That was
I,
the
I,
lubricant.
I guess a few people had some dry. I guess a few people had some dry skin, huh?
No, that was lubricant.
I
You
know what
real
it was.
nice.
And
And
no, he had plus he had 1,000 bottles of oil plus lubricant.
What? Both of them?
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
Wait, he was
night.
playing slip and slide at his
oh
mansion.
man,
Okay,
All night long.
who wrote that? Who did that song? Was that Chubby Checker slipping and sliding? Was it Chubby? I don't.
I don't know. I don't know
Okay, all
that
right.
one.
Okay, folks.
Hey.
Yeah, we're out of time.
hey,
Doctor,
William.
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
that?
William, before
Yes, sir.
we go, my internet crashed, and I know Dr. Sims has been having the same problem. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on, but lately, every time I'm trying to get on the internet with you guys or with Dr. Sims or something, we're getting cut off. So I apologize for getting cut off. I was still able to listen to you on my phone, but I do want to go back to something that we were talking about earlier about deception.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I brought this up with I only need 60 seconds with Dr. Sims on Miss Cece's Kitchen. And what happens is they speak. The reason they do these things is to get something they want, to protect or promote themselves, to harm others, to protect the feelings of family and friends, to manipulate others' behavior for their own gain, to avoid negative consequences, to gain social approval. Think about everything we've been talking about today. Preserve a positive self-image. So once again, they're putting themselves out there as something they're not, hoping that everyone's going to believe their lie that they're throwing out there. And the last one here is they do it for out of fear, guilt, shame, and as a way of maintaining control. Dr. Sims, does that sound familiar to
Yes,
you?
sir. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
We got to talk about this. We've got to talk about this. Okay, next week, folks. And I'm going to have to jot it down somewhere, but we really need to talk about that because it's just like Ann, her show, Eden as an Act of Worship Ministries. And Ann, I know she does recipes and she puts some on Facebook and things of that nature on how to eat healthy. I'm going to leave you with this. If it is important for us to ingest or take in food to make us healthy, isn't it important for us to put the truth in our heads? Okay.
So some of this food
For a
gets put
healthier
down.
mind. Because
And
I'm gonna
share
tell you,
it.
I believe,
Not just put it in you, but
hey,
share it.
check this out, Mike, and Dr. Sims and Ann. I'm not a scientist, and nor am I a doctor, but I do know that certain things that we do in our to our bodies causes a chemical reaction,
Right.
and that
That's why I'm
chemical
not eating none of them
reaction
genetically
can be
modified stuff.
it can be something that will make us feel good, or it could be something that's toxic.
It's killing us. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and lying is toxic, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We
Okay.
proved that.
All right, folks. Hey, I enjoyed the program. Oh, and Dr. Sims, Mad Mike, I'll see you on Thursday. And we got, man, so, you see, you loudmouths, I went over.
I know you didn't say that.
Yes, I
just
did.
told you better look in the mirror and
Wow.
look your mouth.
Okay.
Wow.
All
You don't
Oh,
hurt
my
my
goodness.
feelings.
No,
They act like an
we didn't
old
hurt
married
mine.
couple.
We didn't hurt mine.
Uh,
And